There's a new compilation for the Nintendo Switch, and it's available on the eShop today, and it's the Space Invaders Invincible collection. I take a look at this. I got a digital download sent to me, and I'm going to rank these, give you a letter grade for each game included on this compilation. I've had a lot of fun doing these on my channel. I've done several. This is kind of a bonus video, and I thought I'd share with you what do I think of this collection, give you my thoughts, both good and bad, and I'm going to share with you gameplay and footage from each game, so sit back, relax, let's take a look. One of the most iconic classics, and this is the black and white version of Space Invaders, the original OG, offered on this collection. My first experience with this was at a Shakey's Pizza in Redding, California, playing this at a very young age. This is a timeless classic. Now, has it aged the best? Not really, but if you want to play the original, it's really great that it's on this collection. But what's cool, they spice it up a little bit by offering a challenge mode in which you are to clear the first screen of Space Invaders without dying, lasting a duration of 90 seconds. This is a B for me. I think it's a solid experience. Go back and play it. It's amazing what a little color can do, and that's what you get with this. This is Space Invaders, the Color Edition, supporting now 5-digit scores. I'm really glad that they included this final version of the original. And I like this version just as much as the original, but you can identify the different rows, how close an enemy alien ship is getting to you. I just love classic Space Invaders. There's also a challenge mode in which you have to get the high score and take out over 300 aliens and survive for 3 minutes. Now, it seems easy, but it's rather difficult. This is a B as well for me. Space Invaders Part 2, also known in North America as Space Invaders Deluxe, adds the ability to put in your initials if you get the high score. There's cutscene intermissions in between stages. Some enemies split into 2. This ramps up the difficulty. I found myself very challenged with this version, and even the UFO ship that flies across the screen sometimes becomes invisible. You can only hit it when it becomes visible. You can also rotate the screen on these, and this rounds out the classic trilogy of Space Invader games. I have the least amount of experience with this one, but I give it a B as well. All 3 are rather well done on here. Developed using the same circuit board as Space Invaders, you have Lunar Rescue, where you're going to the moon, saving humans while avoiding aliens, and then while going back to Earth, you have to shoot the enemies. There's a lot of strategy to this game. Another game I have personally overlooked, but I'm not going to do that anymore because this is a lot of fun. I really enjoy this game, and it makes a kind of a nice break from all the Space Invader games on this collection. There's a challenge mode, and what I love about the challenge mode is it takes a simple game and it really focuses your attention to beat that high score. For Lunar Rescue, it's 1,500 points, and it is very challenging. I like this game. In fact, I like it more than the first 3 classic trilogy Space Invader games. It's an A for me. This next game, like Lunar Rescue, used the same circuit board as Space Invaders, but is incredibly rare. I've never seen this arcade game or played it, and so you're taking out aliens, I do believe called BEMs, as they come crashing down to the bottom of the screen where they slowly build a mech. You also have to take out UFOs as they give devastating lightning strikes, very hard to avoid, and took me out with ease. And so there's also a challenge mode. I found this game to be too challenging for me to enjoy. I need to play it more. It was just a C. Fast forward to 1990, and you have the Majestic 12, which is the Space Invaders Part 4. This game really updates the Space Invader franchise into a new generation. I really like it. It speeds up the gameplay, and it's got cool side levels like the cattle abduction. Really neat to see this. I really enjoy what they did here. This is definitely a classic, and maybe one you haven't played. This is a total A for me. While the last game may have looked familiar, but you don't remember it with the same name, you probably played Super Space Invaders 91 in Europe or North America. Now, this one is a variant of the previous game shown. You don't have the level selection. There are some differences as well, but I really enjoy this game. I really think it's a great update to the classic Space Invaders formula. Your ship can take multiple hits with shields. The game is not necessarily over if the aliens get down to the bottom of the screen. You just simply lose a life. And so I like some of the changes they did with the Space Invaders formula, and this is an A as well, as it's pretty much the same game with some variations. In 1994, there was kind of a remake, as you could say, and you had this release, and it kind of is a go back, kind of a flashback to the original release with some artwork options. There's also a parody mode, taking other games that Taito did and put them into a Space Invaders type game. This game is just okay. Going from Super Space Invaders 91 to this was tough. There is a versus mode. I think it's just okay, but it's as good as the original. I'm going to put this as a B, but it wasn't my favorite. Now this is where it's at. Space Invaders Extreme takes the franchise to a whole new level. Branching paths, awesome power-ups, great graphics. I first played the first version of this on a Nintendo DS. There's a PSP version as well. Well, they updated it for the 40th anniversary, and it was offered on Steam, and this is based on that version, I do believe, and this is just simply fantastic. I think this is what it's needed for the franchise to move forward. This really takes it to the next level. It feels like a modern Space Invaders. And you may not like traditional Space Invaders. I think you'll love this. Tons of like awesome power-ups and fun gameplay. It's definitely got that high score challenge thing going, and there is tons to love about this version. This to me blows all the other versions out of the water. And I grew up with Space Invaders. I love the traditional Space Invaders, but after playing this, it's hard to go back. Now, this is not the definitive version of Space Invaders Extreme because it is single player only. Now, some people might be disappointed with that. I'm not. I typically like to play a Space Invaders game by myself. Others may like that multiplayer aspect that was offered on some of the other versions, earlier versions of this game. But I still think this is a wonderful addition and definitely the strength of this collection. It's a total S. Space Invaders Gigamax 4SE really tries to add multiplayer to the Space Invaders franchise. Up to 4 people can play. You can combine shots into super powerful beams. And what do I think of this? I just think it's okay. I think if you're big into the multiplayer, I don't think that every classic game needs to have a multiplayer mode now. I think it kind of misses the mark for being a party game and a Space Invader game, but it's still B. I think it's okay, but I'd rather play some other games on this collection. So as you can see, this is my final ranking. I did not think that there were any games that were D or F on this compilation. Also, you're probably wondering, wait a minute, wasn't there an additional download game that you could get? Yes, there is. And that's Arkanoid versus Space Invaders, and I wasn't able to get it downloaded. And I reached out to the company, and they never got back to me. So that's why it's not included on this list. It should be additional download. I haven't checked it out myself, so I can't give it a ranking because I need to still play it. For people that want a physical version of this collection, you can go to Strictly Limited Games. They have a physical version of this. They have 3 different versions. Just the base version of this game is almost sold out, and they start at $70. Kind of expensive, and it goes up from there. And as well as this digital download is $60. It's kind of steep for this collection, and I understand if you don't want to pay that. But I think it is a solid compilation, and I'm sure it will go on sale. Also, if you don't want to pay the 60 bucks, there is Space Invaders Forever, and that's a compilation of only 3 games, 2 games of this compilation, as well as Arkanoid versus Space Invaders, and that's 30 bucks, and that's on physical as well. So there you have it. This is this collection. I think it's pretty solid, and I like what I played so far. So what do you think? Comment below, as I want to hear your thoughts. And check out my other videos. I've done several other ranking videos. Also, I'm doing a popular series of bad game videos on my channel as well. So if you like what you see, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and click the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is just a bonus video. Thank you for watching. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.